Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I will be showing you how to optimize your PC for gaming using Windows 11 optimization guide plus Nvidia control panel optimization settings. So first we'll start with the Windows 11 optimization setting. What you need to do is first you will have to go to the setting in your Windows setting, then go to System, go to Display, then scroll down to Graphic, then Optimization for Windows games, turn this on. This will reduce the latency and it will use some of the advanced features in some comparable games. Then click on the advanced graphics setting. Make sure to enable hardware accelerated GPU scheduling and variable refresh rate. Then you go to game mode, and make sure that the game mode is turned on. This will actually close all the background tasks that you have on your PC and will dedicate all the resources of your PC to your games. And that's it for the Windows 11 optimization setting. Now we'll be moving to the Nvidia control panel settings. So what you need to do is that you have to go to the Manage 3D setting, Global setting. And then we'll start with the first one, which is image scaling. Now, image scaling will keep it on off, because this is basically an old method for upscaling lower resolution content to a native resolution. But we don't use this anymore because of the introduction of the DLSS. So we'll keep this on off. Then ambient occlusion, this setting is best to be left for the game itself to be managed. Then anisotropic filtering, this will keep it as application controlled. Because this, if it's enabled at the Nvidia level settings, it may introduce some texture issue with some games, so better leave it to application controlled. Then anti-aliasing, FXAA will keep this at off. This setting is best left for the game itself to be managed. Then anti-aliasing gamma correction will keep it off. It's already controlled by the game. Anti-aliasing mode, put this at application controlled. This will ensure that AA will be directly controlled by the game. And it's actually not needed because AA is now incorporated to DLSS. So when you enable DLSS, you already have an anti-aliasing mode. Anti-aliasing settings, this keep it at application control. Similar to anti-aliasing mode, this is also incorporated to DLSS. So once you enable DLSS, you will also have an anti-aliasing. Now, anti-aliasing transparency, this keep it at off. It's already controlled by the game. Background application max frame rate. Now, this will keep it at off. This is usually actually for multitasking user. Like if you are someone who like to multitask, switch between games and other PC tasks, it's better to use the borderless window because it works great. So no need to enable this. Let's keep it off. Now, Cora GPUs. This is for laptops with multiple GPUs, iGPU. Like you have a laptop with a CPU and it has an integrated GPU, and at the same time you have a direct GPU, which is much more powerful. So just select the most powerful GPU. Now, Core system fallback policy. Select prefer no system fallback. Now what this will do is actually it will ensure that the game asset and texture are only loaded into your faster VRAM. This will improve actually the performance. But the only downside that if you run out of VRAM, your game is going to crash. But it's better actually to be to lower the settings in game. Like when you feel you are running out of VRAM, just lower the texture resolution and lower the resolution itself. Choose the DLSS performance. This is better than the system falling back into your lower speed RAM, which will make the game really sluggish and slow. So keep this at prefer no system fallback. These are our factors. Keep this at off. This is basically actually a super sampling. It could be useful if you have a 1080p or 1440p monitor along with a powerful GPU that can really do 4K 60 FPS. So you can, for example, enable it and select 1440p or 4K resolution and enable DLSS on quality or performance to have a better native 1080p or 1440p image. But if you have a 4K display, let's keep it off. DSLR smooth, keep it off. If you want to enable DSLR, just set this at like 30%. Low latency mode, keep this at ultra. Basically, you will have a much lower input lag and also advantage of games auto capping their frame rate to -3 or 4 frames less than the selected refresh rate. So for example, if you have a monitor or a TV that has a refresh rate of 120 Hz, this will cap it at 116 or 17, which will ensure that your G-Sync is working at best without any screen tearing or stutter. Now, in some of the games, you will have the Nvidia Reflex technology supported. So if you enable Nvidia Reflex technology, it will automatically bypass the low latency mode. So these two options will not conflict with each other. Max frame rate off. This is actually should be manually set to -3-4 frame, less than the used refresh rate. Especially in DirectX 12 games without reflex support. Now, monitor technology will use G-Sync if you have a G-Sync compatible monitor or a TV. Now, moving to the multi-frame sample, AAA or MFAA, select this off. This setting will improve MSAA when selected in games, but it is not necessary when using DLSS, as DLSS also already incorporate a AA solution when enabled. So if you actually enable this, it will cause also some flickering when using DLSS. OpenGL GDI compatibility, leave this on auto. This will ensure that the maximum compatibility with both older and new games, so no need to change it. OpenGL rendering GPU. This is again for the laptop with a multiple GPUs, iGPU. Select the most powerful GPU. Power management mode. Select normal or optimal power. This is similar to Windows 11 balanced power plan suggestion. There is no need to keep your GPU at max usage all the time. So just keep it on normal or optimal power. Preferred refresh rate, the highest available. This will ensure that G-Sync is working at its best. Shader cache. Well, this setting it affects games that has a problem with shader compilation stutter. Now, keeping this as driver default works most of the time, but some games, like really heavy games that have a lot of shader compilation, choose we're going to choose 10 GB for certain games. So this will noticeably reduce random shader compilation stutter. Now texture filtering, anisotropic sample optimization, keep this at off. This setting aimed to reduce anisotropic filter quality to improve performance, but the performance gain is really small. It's not that impactful, and it actually causes flickering issue when used with DLSS. Texture filtering, negative LODPS, this keep it at allow, because this will allow games to increase performance by rendering LOD closer to the player. Now texture filtering quality, keep this at quality. This will ensure that 16x anisotropic filtering quality when selected in games, but also making the next option available to be changed. Texture filtering, trilinear optimization, keep this on. Now trilinear optimization are aimed to make 16x anisotropic filtering more efficient. It improves its performance a bit without losing quality. So you can leave it on. Thread optimization, keep this at auto. Now if you have a powerful multi-core CPU along with a good GPU, this setting will help in GPU bound situation where CPU multi-core plus multi-thread may help in keeping the performance high. So if you have like an under-spec CPU, like old one with a dual core, you can try setting this to off to see if the performance of the games will improve. But I don't think anyone has this type of CPUs anymore. A triple buffering, keep this off. This is important to be kept at off, both at drive level and in-game level, because when using G-Sync, it can cause FPS drops and stuttering issue. Vertical sync, keep it on. This is actually very important to be enabled at the Nvidia level setting and to be disabled in the game level when using G-Sync, because as with G-Sync, this is not real V-Sync. It will ensure that the variable FPS in games is always matched to your variable refresh rate of the display, but it's always at -3 to 4 FPS to the max refresh rate. Now virtual reality re-rendered frames, keep this at 1. This is the default for VR headset, so just leave it as it is. Virtual reality variable rate super sampling. Now this one, this is also like if you have a VR headset, I better to use it as an adaptive. This will improve the VR performance a little bit. Yeah, choose an adaptive. Vulkan OpenGL preset method. Now, this is on default and as an auto, but I prefer to keep this at layered on DXGI swap chain, because this will actually enable borderless full screen advantage on Windows 11 for Vulkan and OpenGL games, and will include a better G-Sync and HDR support for them. But if you encounter any issues specific to any games, just put it back to auto. And that's it for the manage 3D settings. And that's it for today's video. If you like the content that I create, please consider subscribing, and see you in the next video.